The last couple weeks have been very difficult. I have not been able to make a video because I've been very, very busy. School, exams, assignments, a lot to deal with. Emotionally, this has been a very difficult last 2 weeks. It's been extremely difficult. And it's all because of what happened on November 26th. Here I am again, about to go on another break. This time, it's a much longer break. I haven't even had the chance, because of how busy it was, I hadn't even had the chance to go to the police and try to find a way to put some distance between us. Or put him in a situation where he cannot contact me at all, or contact my mom, because that's his way of getting to me, my mom, since she is enabling him to do whatever the hell he wants, right? I want to share with you some audio recordings of what happened on November 26th, because I did not post that. It's looking back, I needed the last 2 weeks to sort of wrap my head around it. It was very difficult. I spoke with my on-campus, counselor / therapist, and she could understand where I was coming from and why I was in a lot of pain. I explained the cycle of how things go with my dad, but before I go there, I really want to share with you some of the audio recordings from November 26th, what happened that day. Coming off of Thanksgiving, my dad shows up, right? I'm very shocked that he showed up. I dash to my room fast. I'm a runner. I can run fast. Okay. I ran to my room and closed the door without slamming it. I ran fast enough so that my dad couldn't see me. Because my bedroom is very close to the main entry to the apartment. I ran fast enough so that he couldn't see me. I ran quiet enough so that he couldn't hear me and notice that I was here. He didn't even know I was here. He ends up asking my mom if I was here or not. Not here. Right now I'm in Charlotte. I'm far away from home, but he asked if I was there, where I was, right? Where I was staying. And my mom told him all kinds of information about where I was. She told him immediately where I was and everything. Did nothing to protect me. Did everything to put me in the most vulnerable situation possible. I mean, I was very vulnerable. There's no telling what he could have done. I had the door locked, but you never know. Knowing my dad, I expect him to be enraged by me blocking all his phone numbers, not only for my own personal cell phone, but for my home where I stay. I'm not talking about where I stay for college. like home. I blocked his number from that place. I expect him to be enraged. I expect him to be mad. I expect him to try to force his way back into my life. You saw it with the voicemails, how he gradually tried to find a way back in. Anyway, what I'm about to share with you is what happened while I was in the room with the door locked, because I never shared that yet. So my mom ends up about the 4-minute mark. She starts calling me. Her claim: your dad just came not to argue with you, but just to see how you're doing. The same claims that he made when trying to hoover me. He just wants to see how you're doing. I was very tempted to go outside and just, leave the house. But I elected to stay in the room the whole time. When I went back to school, I talked to my counselor / therapist, and she told me that, the decision to stay in my room, lock myself in there, was very, very important. And had I left, had I gotten out of the room, it really wouldn't have been the best option as far as breaking the cycle of abuse. I mentioned that there's this cycle with my dad. As I've explained to my counselor, there's this everything's good period, quiet, everything seems peaceful. Then my dad becomes more and more demanding of my time and attention. He gets angry over me not calling him enough. Just things like that. There's a build-up period that includes him becoming more demanding. I just mentioned that. And then you have the main incident, the big event. Like what happened on June 5th that led me to go no contact. And by the way, it's been more than 6 months now. So then you have, so after the big event, abusive event, you have sort of a quiet phase where he just leaves my life. For years, he's been able to do some really screwed up things. And he's been able to just leave. And make it all my fault, by the way. And just, not talk for maybe 2 to 3 weeks. After 2 to 3 weeks, he walks back into my life as if nothing happened. Disturbing, right? I didn't really catch on to any of this, but I did notice the cycle. I didn't catch on to his agenda. The most important thing for me right now is to break that cycle. What I want you guys to do: break the cycle of abuse with your narc. For me, it was locking myself in that room when he showed up a couple days after Thanksgiving. I been in his presence or left the house, had he heard some sort of sign of me, I think that would have given him some source of narcissistic supply. He would have known, okay, hey, he's quiet. He's here. I can hear him. I can perhaps see him. He's probably scared of me. That will make him feel like he's in control still, right? That will give him that supply that he wants, right? That would make him feel like he's still in control. So me staying in the room, doing nothing, not giving any sort of clue that I'm there. My mom just telling him I'm there, that I'm there, was huge. Really want to play this part.
Nathan? Your dad is here. He said it's not going to talk about the past. He just wants to see you, that's all. And the company gave you money to your account.
This is very disturbing. I'm smiling about it now, but it took me 2 weeks to get to this point. I just now looking back, now that I've sort of healed from that experience. Don't get me wrong, I was incredibly nervous, incredibly hurt by the fact that my mom did not respect the fact that I wanted to go no contact, and B, she didn't respect me at all. She became very, very verbally abusive and gaslighted a lot. But I have to play this back because
your dad is here. He said it's not going to talk about the past. He just wants to see you, that's all.
He just wants to see you. Goes back to what I said. Had he seen my face, that would have given him narcissistic supply. Hey, I'm in control. I'm still in control of this guy. After 5 months of no contact. I can still control this guy. That's why I talked to my counselor / therapist here on campus. And she told me it was very, very important for me to have stayed in that room and that I made the right decision. The other disturbing part about those few seconds of my mom banging on my door, you can't catch that from here. You put earbuds in, headphones in, and you listen, you will hear the banging on my door. The even more disturbing part is the baiting that went on. Trying to use money to bait me to reestablish contact. That is very disturbing. I'll shake my head. I mean, talking about this company where he works giving me money towards my account. I mean, first of all, I don't think that's even true. I mean, why would he do that for somebody that he once bashed and claimed that he gave him headaches? Why do that for that person? If I was such a headache to you, why turn around and do nice things for me? It's all a trick. It's what hoovering is. It's a trick. It's all to just regain control over you so that they can continue to be abusive over and over again so that they can go go back to this cycle of abuse. Everything's good, build up, main event, abusive event, quiet period, hoovering period, everything's good again period. That's the cycle that they want to get you back into. No contact is the key, guys. When dealing with your narc, there's no alternative, in my opinion. Gray rock. If I were to use gray rock on my dad, that would enrage him, make him worse. You would see a crazy rise in yelling and verbal abuse and maybe even physical abuse. He's done it before. That's my fear with this Christmas break coming up. I need to go to the police and take action. Plan on doing so this morning. I've now been free. I still have to study for these exams, but emotionally, I'm in a much better state than I was November 27th when I came back here. So I'm gonna have to take some action to protect myself, but even if I do somehow get a restraining order, some sort of no contact order, even if I do, I'll still have to deal with my mom because I really don't have anywhere else to go.